We have brand new breaking news and information about the DTCC's plan for tokenization. There's actually a video here. The DTCC just pulled back the curtain on real world asset tokenization. We're going to get into this. And I also have other updates around the DTCC, Ripple, and XRP. You want to stay through to this whole video, guys. Lots of really cool information. Why is the DTCC so important? If you're not familiar with what this is, the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation, this is how much they have, $100 trillion in assets under custody. They also, since 2020, equities grew 74.1 trillion. ETFs grew 11 trillion. And the money market instruments grew to 4.1 trillion. They clear and manage $3 to $4 quadrillion in settlement clearing every single year. This is why the DTCC is a vital piece of the American infrastructure to settle types of security sales. Check out this video. I've never seen this video before. This is brand new. Let's take a look.
So what we're seeing here is the asset conversion. I see it here. You see it on the big screen. This is the DTCC asset conversion mechanism. You can see the various tabs on the top, BNY, Euroclear, Canton, Finality. As long as the other party has a FinP2P router, we can add more and more of those. So it's very easy to convert between any ledger to any other ledger. Specifically here, we're focusing on the DTCC traditional ledger, which is an Apple share that was bought in the market. And now we want to convert it from off-chain to on-chain. And you can see that actually before we had a view of how much the user had before on-chain and off-chain. So now we're going to convert 400 shares from traditional to, remember we started here with 600 on-chain.
They're showing us how to move securities from the traditional markets on-chain. Exactly what we're talking about. The future through tokenization of financial assets, stocks, bonds, derivatives, real estate debt, and everything else will be on-chain. You need to figure out a way to get it on-chain. And that is what they're showing you right here.
So we're supposed to finish with 1,000 on-chain. And now you can see you have 1,000 on-chain, you have 400 less on the traditional ledger, and the total remains exactly the same. So these are just two ways for DTCC to hold the asset. It can be in the traditional ledger, it can be the digital ledger. For all intended purposes, it's the same, only the digital ledger has all the advantages of instant settlement.
So behind the scenes, what's happening in this conversion flow is the value is actually moving from the DTC custody, the participant's DTC custody account to a control account. The tokens are then being issued and delivered. So what the party is actually holding is a digital twin against that DTC holding.
We're moving on to the next demonstration, which is basically for the client. The client that actually received the asset in digital form is now putting on an offer to sell it to the next client. So now he's trying to sell 1,000 shares of Apple. We're doing something interesting here. The payment mechanism is a stable coin. So we're going to show a traditional asset moved to digital asset on the platform. And you can see now that the client published an indication of interest to sell 1,000 shares for 200 shares each. Okay. Now we can go to another client, and that other client is basically wanting to buy the asset. They can see that the asset is available for sale. So I'm going to click.
All right. And so this is kind of what the infrastructure, the new infrastructure from the DTC is going to look like. If you're not familiar with some additional information, let me give you that before we move on to some other new information. The DTCC Digital Launchpad is an open, innovation-focused ecosystem designed to accelerate the adoption of digital assets and distributed ledger technology in financial markets. Its core technology includes DLT. The Launchpad is built on a multi-cloud platform with the flexibility connectivity options of various public and private blockchains. Remember, we saw a bunch of information about the DTCC patents. They're working with Bitcoin, Ethereum, HBAR, XRP, XLM, Tron, Tezos, I think, Flow, and a few others. And so there is a lot of different DLT platforms, both public and private, they're going to be able to access through this system. Web3 tools, it incorporates foundational Web3 tools to deliver core blockchain capabilities, including token creation, smart contract deployment, and on-chain lifecycle management of financial assets. It also says a Composer X Suite. The platform features DTCC's Composer X Suite, which supports compliant token creation, smart contract automation, asset servicing, investor management, and integration between digital ledgers and traditional finance workflows. Integration and payments. The Launchpad is integrating with wholesale digital payment systems such as Finality, enabling real-time secure settlement of tokenized collateral and other assets. I also wanted to take a look at the DTCC's information, the use of XRP. DTCC has filed patents outlining a framework for tokenized liquidity across asset classes and integrating digital assets such as XRP and Stellar These patents describe cross-ledger liquidity, programmable settlement, and routing logic. So DTCC is also wrapped up not only with XRP and XLM, but also other assets as well. And the reason this is such a big deal, Hidden Road has become a new participant in the DTCC's netting system. And that is, a very, very big deal. Here's some more information. 2 quadrillion XRPL Hidden Road. Hidden Road has joined the DTCC's Government Securities Division netting system, enabling it to clear and settle U.S. Treasury trades through one of its most critical infrastructures in global finance. The firm, recently acquired by Ripple, has publicly confirmed that it will use the XRP ledger for part of the prime brokerage settlement operations. Because of the XRPL's built-in DEX automatically favors XRP as the bridge asset, any settlement activity on the network inherently creates on-chain demand for XRP. DTCC clears trillions, but speed and flexibility lie with the participants. Hidden Road will leverage the XRP ledger to move funding and collateral faster. And with XRP's deep dive of instant settlement, it gains a clear edge over traditional rails.
This is the Fixed Income Clearing Government Securities Division. $235 trillion flow. That's the size of the U.S. Treasury settlement system. And when they say this is, again, listen, they're telling you.
For example, in our case, our focus right now is bringing $100 trillion worth of assets that DTCC is responsible for on-chain. Many folks here may not know who DTCC is and what we're responsible for. We're the principal record keeper for the U.S. financial markets.
This is all coming on-chain. And where do you think this is going to go?
Where do you think this is going to go is right. And here's some more information. Hidden Road recently acquired membership status to the DTCC FICC Government Securities Division. I just showed you that. And then, of course, here is the patent. Here is one of the patents. XRP, HBAR, ETH, Bitcoin. DTCC's new patent names cryptos for global tokenization. So what we just talked to you about here, right, in this video, here is the actual proof of what they are going to be using in this system. Of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hashgraph, Binance, Flow, Tron, Tezos, Cosmos, and Ripple. I missed Cosmos when I said it to you earlier. There's also a little bit more information here towards the end. I wanted to just show you this. Does Ripple have the best team in crypto, right? You got to understand, the crypto market is all risk. People that want to participate in the future infrastructure of the United States and the globe, this is why people are so bullish on XRP, HBAR, and some other assets I just mentioned. This is what people should be focused on right now. Learning as much as you can, as quickly as you can. And when it comes to the Ripple team, they have an all-star team. I think if Ripple was like a NBA team or some type of pro league team, they would win every single game. Rosie Rios, the 43rd Treasurer of the United States. Donald Donahue, he used to be the CEO of the DTCC for a lot of time. I think it was like 16 years or something he is at the DTCC. He has been on the board for quite some time, and it's interesting. Right as Donald Donahue left, he went to Ripple to help them better understand what the DTCC could need out of Ripple and XRP to really facilitate all of this. Robbie Mitchnick, head of digital assets at BlackRock. He used to be there. You also have Marcus Treacher, ex-chair real-time gross settlement system global. Michael Barr, Fed regulator. Sandy O'Connor, FDIC advisory, BNY Mellon board. DeWitt, vice chair, U.S. Faster Payments Council. Brad Garlinghouse, senior VP at AOL, Yahoo and AOL. Chris Larson, CEO, Elon. Jed McCaleb, founder of XLM, Vast, OpenAI, and so much more. The people that are a part of Ripple's company are the best. Not just money can buy, but these people understand that they are building something incredible, something that will be here 100 years from now. That is just truly mind-boggling to me, and I hope you are starting to realize why I create so much content on Ripple and XRP exclusively on this channel. My goal is to be the biggest source of new information on YouTube for Ripple and XRP for you guys. If you want to follow, if you want more information, hit the bell notification, make sure you're subscribed, and keep bringing that excitement. I'll see you next time. I'm Crypto Sensei. Aloha. Nothing in this video should be taken as financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Please seek financial advice if you need it. Let's get back to the video.